Right, so hello and welcome back to another 90 Day the Single Life video on Arthur TV. Today we're looking at part 8 of Big Ed's journey on season 2 of the series. So last time out we looked at Big Ed's first time meeting Kaory's family. The pair were joined by Kaory's stepdad Lupo, sister Moni and son Carlo. The dinner started well with Lupo giving Ed a warm welcome and Big Ed showing his generous side by bringing him a gift of mezcal. But by the end of the dinner, Kaory began showing her first signs of disapproval of Ed's behaviour when he spoiled Carlo with 5 gifts, which she saw as unnecessary and materialistic. The video ended with Big Ed once again left wondering where exactly he stands in the relationship. And today, Big Ed really shows his true colours in what is by far the most infuriating and frustrating episode of the season so far. It's now the morning after the big family dinner, and Big Ed has once again decided to FaceTime his friend Laura. As Kaory's best friend and the person who set the pair up, he's hoping that she'll be able to help him figure out if Kaory's ready for a committed relationship.
She really has a connection with you.
Oh, wow. Good.
Yes.
Did she say you feel that, or did she say that?
Kind of, okay. I'm not gonna tell you because she's my friend and she trusts me.
Oh, okay.
But you're my friend too. And
Okay.
I'm telling you, you have to take the chance, okay?
Okay.
See, for a normal person this would be a good thing to hear, but Big Ed is already so full on that he really doesn't need any encouragement to seize an opportunity. Unfortunately though, as expected, this went straight to his head, and with his eyes once again now focused entirely on progressing the relationship, he asked Kaory to meet up with him so he could tell her that he sees her as more than just a friend.
Hola. How are you? How are you doing?
Bien, gracias.
It's funny. I had such a good time meeting your Lupo and Carlo and your sister.
He definitely forgot Moni's name there, didn't he? Also, I kind of wish she had said something about how her family found meeting him. You'd usually expect someone in this situation to be like, yeah, they really enjoyed meeting you too, or you made a really good first impression. But I think her silence here is quite telling. I thought there might have been some follow-up conversation about the gifts too, but I think because Big Ed meant well that she probably thought it was better off just being left as water under the bridge.
We've only had a couple days together, but how do you feel about me, Edward? Eddie? Ed?
I feel love.
Sí.
But you know, when you and me talk about our relationship, I feel tiene muchas expectativas.
Wow, I was not expecting her to say love. Her body language right before she said it was really off, so that was quite a surprise. She did follow up with quite a big but straight away though, so I'm guessing her negative body language was because she already kind of had that issue in mind.
People ask a lot and don't allow things to be. Me pareció bonito que Ed abriera su corazón hacia mí, pero que una relación se construye y para construir se necesitan días, semanas, meses, años.
He does seem to need constant reassurance, doesn't he? It's a problem we've identified in his past relationships too. Every day he seems to have this urgent need to figure out whether they're on the same page as him, whether he can kiss them, whether they want to stay the night, whether he's in the friend zone, whether they're looking for love, whether they're looking for a committed relationship or looking to get married. And the second he gets reassurance on one of them, he instantly jumps to worrying about the next one. These high expectations put a lot of pressure on the relationship, and they kind of ruin the whole do I like them, do they like me period, which is supposed to be all fun and flirty and spontaneous. Having someone constantly trying to remove the mystery of it all must just get so tiring.
The few days that I've spent with you, I feel a connection. I like you. ¿Comprende?
Es decir, no puedes guardar silencio y dejar que las cosas sucedan.
He just doesn't listen, does he? She's just said that people ask a lot and don't allow things to happen naturally, and his first response was to say how much he likes her and leave a pause to incite a reply. It's quite nice to see a woman put him in his place when he's not getting the hint for once, because telling him straight up is exactly what this guy needs.
I just want, for me...
Espera.
Oh.
pero un poco.
Poco, okay.
Un poco necesito silencio.
Okay.
¿Okay? Un poco.
Well, can I say something?
¿No puedes guardar silencio?
Sí.
Okay, not getting the very obvious hint was one thing, but to be told to stop talking and stop forcing things, and then doing it 2 more times in the space of 20 seconds is actually ridiculous, even for Big Ed's standards. It must be so frustrating for Kaory as well, because it's like, how many more times do I have to tell you? It must just feel like she's speaking to a very peculiarly shaped brick wall. You can tell he's not even thinking about her either, because everything he was trying to say started with, I just want, for me, and can I say something? It's always all about him, and it's clearly all he thinks about.
I'm not sure what is going through Kaory's mind at this moment. Kaory said, I should let things happen naturally, and I'm feeling a little bit anxious. Am I rushing? Am I moving too fast? But at the same time, I only have a few days left in Mexico. It makes me think, am I, running out of time?
What is this guy's deal? Running out of time for what? This isn't actually 90 Day Fiancé. He hasn't got 90 days to marry her or she'll get deported. This is literally her country. He's genuinely acting like if he leaves Mexico and she's not his girlfriend, then it's game over. She lives just a few hours flight away. Why can't he just enjoy his time with her and get to know her better without trying to force any of these labels? She seems to be one of the few people he's ever met who actually enjoys spending time with him, and he's just ruining it. With only 3 days left in Mexico, Big Ed decided to take Kaory and her son Carlo to Manzanillo, the city in Colima where Kaory grew up. And of course, he brought his mum Norma and dog Teddy along with him.
This trip to Manzanillo is kind of my last opportunity to see if this is really love or is this just a friend zone.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, muy bonito. Very nice. So maybe I'll let you guys settle in and I'll call you and we'll get together later.
Okay.
See? See.
It's so strange. Whenever he talks about whether it's love or friendship, he always acts like there's an answer that the woman he's dating is hiding from him. I think because he immediately wants to marry every woman who shows an interest in him, as long as they're young or attractive enough. He just assumes that everyone else thinks the exact same way. He doesn't really seem to understand that the whole point in this period of the relationship is to figure that part out. So Kaory probably doesn't even know the answer herself yet. If he doesn't give her time and space to figure it out and keeps pushing her for an answer, he's just going to push her away from him exactly the same way he did with Liz.
Hello.
Hola. No, abrazo y beso. Conectábamos con nuestra alma y con las experiencias en común. Creo que el alma siempre tiene la plena seguridad de lo que necesita escuchar y es como que el espíritu, ¿sabes? Nos va moviendo. Pero, solamente haz una cosa a la vez, vive el presente.
Yeah, the soul knows the answer is essentially her way of saying that he shouldn't need to seek constant reassurance, isn't it? Like, if it's right, and they'll both know it deep down. It's funny though, because she definitely still seems to think that they have a connection. So if her message about not rushing things has sunk in over the past day or two and Ed chills out a bit, I think there might actually be a chance that this relationship works out.
Muy bonito lugar.
Muy bonita.
¿Te gusta?
Sí, yeah. Muy bonita.
Gracias.
Nice.
Muy bonito.
Bonita.
This is my city.
So do you have a lot of really good memories of Manzanillo?
Good memories of
Sí.
Manzanillo.
I want to make some good memories too with you.
Yeah, see, this is sweet. This is the exact type of thing that he should be making conversation about. It's positive, they're talking about nice memories, he's showing an interest in her, he's asking her questions, there's no pressure. They're even laughing and joking together, and it's really cute. This is the part of Big Ed that she evidently likes, and this is the type of person he just needs to continue to be around her.
There seems to be a time in your life where you went mystic.
Mystic, okay.
Like, was there a traumatic event or something happened to you?
Good job keeping it positive, Ed. That was almost a great question.
33 years old. My life was like a tornado.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy, okay. I too went through turbinado.
He is so close yet so far, isn't he? He did the right thing by asking her a question about herself, but just didn't seem to show any interest in the actual answer, did he? Just like he didn't really ask her about any of her positive memories, he didn't really follow up and ask her more about what actually happened, or why it made her turn spiritual. Maybe he thought it might have been too invasive or inappropriate to ask, but he could have at least given her the opportunity to. In the end, it was almost like he asked the question because he wanted to answer it himself, because he just accepted her response straight away and then just jumped in with his own answer.
Because I got married young, and my world come down on me. Just, it's only recent that I decided I want love. I want marriage. You understand me? So I'm a little bit confused.
You are very insistent.
That probably was why he brought the topic up in the first place, wasn't it? So that he could essentially say that he wants to get married and strangle the conversation in that direction. It's funny because you can literally see the exact moment that he blows it with her. As soon as she clicked onto the fact that what seemed like a deep and meaningful conversation was actually the same old conversation about where their relationship stands and where it's going, her entire demeanor changed almost instantly. It's kind of sad too because it's so quickly become clear that his priority isn't making sure she has a nice evening or finding out more about her. It's just claiming her as his possession as quickly as possible.
Me di cuenta que Ed tiene una urgencia por llenar algún vacío que trae en su interior, pero entre más tenga la urgencia y entre más se afane a esto, es como que se cierra toda posibilidad.
She is way too mature for Ed, isn't she? She's almost giving commentary analysing Big Ed's issues herself here. It's like watching a non-socially awkward female version of me. I like that she doesn't really hide her feelings when she's with him too. For her, it's so clearly more about the energy and the vibes of the relationship than forcing any labels. And you can see in her face and her body language the second she realises that he's very different from her in that sense. You can also sense all of her frustrations from earlier rushing back, because it's almost like he's completely forgotten about their entire conversation yesterday, and he still just doesn't seem to get it.
Your confusion, maybe no me estoy dando a entender. Así que mejor te escucho y me quedo callada por el resto de la noche.
So I better listen to you and I'm quiet for the rest of the night.
That is a clinical way of putting it. You're not confused because you don't have the answer you want. You're confused because you don't understand me. Oh, she knows that if he was paying attention to her in the slightest, he'd realise that she doesn't want it written out in stone. She wants him to just stop talking about it and just read the relationship himself. I think Ed maybe has a few seconds to save this, or this could genuinely be game over. But given his emotional reading comprehension is barely at first grade level, I do not back him here.
Okay, so I think the restaurant
It's closed. It's rather, okay.
We can to...
Text? Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow? Sí.
So, ya me voy.
Ya me voy. Okay, sí.
No.
Gracias. Bye-bye. Good night.
You know, I think the optimist in her was giving him a few extra chances there. The restaurant is closed, we'll text later, I'm leaving now. It's kind of like, this is your last chance to do or say something. Show me that you realise that I'm upset and that you've done something wrong and that you're going to change or fix it or apologise. But he just never did.
I'm really confused. And then she gets up and walks away without even giving me a hug. I don't want to give up. I like her. I do have feelings for her. I honestly think she's afraid of love.
This is honestly one of the things I dislike most about Big Ed, and that is really saying something. Whenever someone leaves him and it's manifestly his fault, he somehow spins it to put the blame on them. It's always down to their issues that he diagnoses based on literally nothing. and he's either just completely oblivious or massively in denial about the truth. He was told about 10 times in the space of 24 hours that he's being too intense and that Kaory just wants to let things happen naturally. And then after all of that, he brings up marriage and is confused about why she's leaving. She's agreed to see him again tomorrow, but I think the compatibility issues are just too big for her to get over. And I would not be surprised at all if she called things off completely next time they saw each other. Unfortunately, that is all we have time for today though, so if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see what happens next, feel free to subscribe down below so you can catch the next video as soon as I upload it. As always, the links to my Instagram and Twitter will be down below, and I would just like to say a very big thank you to my Patreons and channel members. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.